needed. And they recommend reception 10% of the total area, sorting 25%, the soil part, packing 35%, spare sterile supplies 20%, and the rest 10%. Also, the daylight is crucial when we plan for SSD, that we want daylight to the main areas where the people work. And that is basically the washing disinfection area, and especially inspection and packing room. Where packing room we have most people, there we won't have daylight. For the staff it's nice, while some part like sterile storage should not have any windows at all. It's not good for the storage. Here, HPM 13, the UK guideline, they state also this, that in the washroom it's essential with a view out to the window. And the packing area, same with that. So all the different areas here, they have different information if it's recommended or not. That's quite a good guide. So when I do a design, I look for the windows, and I try to get the packing area close to the windows. That can actually affect how you do this U-shaped flow. How do you position it in the best way? That's important to consider. And the processed product store, or sterile store as I used to call it, that is not recommended for windows. Since there we have sterile packages, it's not so good to get like it. Shall we break? Sorry?
Choose the way you want to start.
Is this the last slide?
Sorry?
Is this the last slide?
This is not the last slide.
Before the break, just choose the place that you want to stop and we can take it again.
Okay, so how many minutes do you want?
5 minutes.
3-5. And also, there is some environmental things here in this HPM guide. There is temperature here. It's probably difficult to see far away, but it's good to know that in HPM 13 there is all values that might be interesting, like temperature, humidity, and ventilation, and how much lux we need from the lamps to have to the area. Here is what kind of carpet we need for the flooring. That is also in the guidelines. So, for example, in washroom, that is recommended slip-resistant PVC sheet. So this is specified for all the areas that can be interesting. And here is one design that is good. In this case, we have, this is the support functions here. So staff is entering here. We have one office here. Staff change, one for female, one for male. Copy machines and staff rest here. And a manager's office with overview to the packing area where we inspect and pack. So then we enter with the gun in here to the control and packing area. And we also gun in with an airlock or gun in the washing disinfection area here. Soil goods come from operation room, wards actually, in here, for the soil reception, a separate area. And here we have the elevator that we discussed. So here we have the OR above, taking down the soil items to the soil here. And then later we will see that we will take up the clean energy here, sterile items. So here we have created the flow in the best direction in a clever way. So we sort the items here, we wash it in washing disinfectors, pack it, sterilize it, store it here, and bring it up to the OR and the wards and the others down here. And waste we have created here. Sorry? The elevator is there. Okay. Here is the autoclaves. Here is the autoclaves. Here is the washers. So here is the washing disinfection area. We wash, we inspect and pack. Here is sterilization, sterile store. And we bring up to the OR with the elevator and out to the wards and other clinics here. The waste is going out in waste code like that. And we get clean material from the bottom, like that, to the packing area. And the linen, we have usable linen in this case. Here we inspect the linen in this room, up here, with 2 double tables, working 2 and 2, with a light bulb below and looking for trash. And then we sterilize in sterilizers. And we have sterile disposable here, supplied in here. We have a wall here and a hatch, and we supply that at a own separate store and supply that items here. And the soil trolleys goes through a cart washer, clean trolley road. Trolley goes down to the sterile store and packed with items and go out. And we have a backup function with the manual trolley wash. In case we need to service this, we don't stop the entire production. And again, U-shaped flow. This is positioned here, so we take down the trolleys here, the clean basket containers in that direction. And here we have an airlock between the packing area and the sterile store. I think we can take a break there, if that is okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's begin. Let's continue. Do we have any questions about this flow I'm showing here? Is it clear, or any thoughts about it?
Look, are we going to come back and spoke about the material, different kind of materials, how it's going to be supplied, how it's...
You mean the flooring and...
No, I mean the materials it's coming from the OR, it's your rubbers or the equipment and the linen. How they are sorting for these things? I mean, how you going to, I mean, from the reception, how they sort it, how they, there is a different materials goes for a different machine or others?
For the linen, you mean?
The linen or the equipment or the tools.
Not
Is it the same line? It will go the linen and the tools.
The linen goes that way into the sterilizer.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yes, it's
like
coming.
that.
Is it a different machine, two
No,
different sterilized or
it's the same machine.
Same. It will go for the rubber and for the linen and for the steel.
Yes, yes. Except when you have something that is heat sensitive.
Yes.
Now we have 3 different techniques for heat sensitive. We use the formaldehyde,
Yes.
low temperature with steam formaldehyde. You have the ETO technique that requires a separate room. And we have the plasma technique that also is in this area. So there is 3 different techniques for heat sensitive items. But for linen and the instrument, that is exactly the same sterilizer. So there is no need for different ones in that aspect. There is the differences in the sterilizer is basically if it's steam heated or electric heated. That is the differences. Of course, if it's 1 or 2 doors in that aspect, and if how the electric cabinet is facing for the service technician. That is the differences in the sterilizer. So there is no special sterilizer for linen and instrument. That is exactly the same.
How about for small hospitals where they use not pass it through, they use one-way sterilizer?
Then we have there is smaller sterilizers.
So the flow will be the same?
Yeah, if you have
And
a
the
small...
material, you will take it from one side, take it inside, open it, take it again,
Yeah.
as a clean.
So this is showing about, say, It's based on the actual design that I have changed slightly to fit all the functions that might be needed. But if you do a smaller design, basically you might remove the card washer here, and you just have this manual trolley wash, or you might remove that as well and use alcohol when you clean the trolleys. Otherwise, the flow is similar. It might be an I-shaped flow that goes like that, and the trolley goes out in the corridor. Otherwise, it's very similar flow if you have 100 bed or 1,000 bed hospitals. You have the same need for these rooms. What happens basically is that you remove some functions, like that we will see soon, the central dosage here, that we have detergents that we pump out to the washer and the cart washer. That room we don't have in a small CCSD. So basically, there's some rooms that go away, also like soil reception, might be removed and will just go straight into the washing disinfection area.
Okay, question about the sterilizer. There's a small machine with one door, a single door.
Yeah.
How will you keep this like
Flow. If you have a two-door sterilizer, you can still have this flow. So for example, what we see here is a HS66 sterilizer, 6 by 6 decimeter about. If you use a smaller machine, say HS44, we have a smaller one, that is same in the same barrier if there is two-door.
No, but when you have the single door.
Single door. If we have single door, then we will put that in this room, and we will not have this barrier. We will remove that. Normally,
it will be the same. It will, the bag. It will come inside it and take it in the same place and take it to the sterilized area.
The difference is that you don't have this barrier.
without bag?
Without bag.
No barrier here.
No barrier.
So if you have one door sterilizers, remove this barrier, and we put them facing the wall, and you really have
About
1-2 areas, and that will leave it away.
about the things what you spoke about, the pressure, the air pressure.
Yeah.
It will be the same air pressure in the area.
If you have the two zone concept.
If I don't have two zone, without barrier.
They talk about that in HBM 30 when you have that way. Then you will still have atmospheric pressure in this area. You will have highest pressure in this area. Like the Danish guy, they actually said it was the same pressure here and here. That was the Danish guy. So that will be very similar in that aspect. The HBM 30 from UK, they also discuss that you have this one-door sterilizer concept. They have a picture of that shows that it's just a change flow, really. That you remove this, and these two rooms is the same. Here?
Yeah.
Here we have a clean material. That is something that sometimes is forgotten when I see designs. So we need clean material to go into the packing area to be packed together with the instrument. We might have cotton balls, we need paper to wrap the tray. So we take in clean material here
Through what? Windows?
through a door. We use a door here,
Then?
and then there is a windows, and there is a conveyor belt. I will show a closer up look at that very soon. So here we will actually not be able to walk between. We have window. One person working here takes up the outer box, remove that, and then we bring in the clean material through the hatch to conveyor belt so we can slide it over like that. In that way we separate this a bit dirtier area to the clean material store here, where we have storage here, and we bring in what we need to the packing tables, and here we have some small amount of items just for daily use, and then we bring more to the next day. We can have a trolley standing with that items. Like wrapping papers with the tray, for example, and other items.
Is it same like the linen? Can we combine these with the linen?
This
Yes.
one with this?
Yes.
No. we cannot, because if we have reusable linen, we should always have a separate room like that to avoid the spread of lint. Lint is something that's created from the textile that we see in our old homes. That is what we really use the vacuum cleaner to take up, where we have a lot of clothes. So this shall really be separated, this area. So we shall not, sometimes I see there is plans to have linen inspection in the packing area. That is completely forbidden. Here is ISO class 8, very clean area. So we shall keep it that way and separate with a door here. And here we wrap the items and put it in a basket. And then we sterilize the items. So that should be really an own area. And here should be known. This is something we need to think about as well. Not uncommon to see that it's forgotten completely. The clean materials for it, yeah. The mattress, when we're going to wash the mattress, that is normally not handled in the CSD, that is handled outside. Where it's used, we can have a mattress disinfector, similar as the car pusher. We put that in and we can wash that. But we need to check that it's okay for the mattress and handle it and all that.
So it's not a part of this work?
Normally not, no. Normally it's called bed changing facility, they call it something like that. So they handle that closer to the user than.
There is no machine combine the two-in-one?
Yeah, it is. In the sterilizer, we have the formaldehyde machine. That is 183 millimeter sheet metal with the formaldehyde bottle. And so when you want to sterilize with low temperature, you use the formaldehyde. Just add this small part, and then you change the program to normal sterilization. So you can actually use the same machine almost 100%, say 80%, even though you don't use the low temperature.
No, I mean, to disinfection with this sterilizer.
Okay, no, it's not possible. Here we put in water, cold water, and rinse off the blood. And then we take in warm water to wash and disinfect the items, so it's clean. And then we must inspect the mouth, look that it's clean with the eye. And then we're wrapping it in a tray with tape around. And then we bring it into the sterilizer. We take out air to vacuum, put in hot air. They go through the paper or container, and then it's condensate on the instrument. And that is what makes it sterile. So therefore, we really must have two different machines here. No manufacturer have one that can do it all, because you really need this part as well.
In the future?
Yeah, maybe in the future, but it will probably take very long time before we see that. Anything more?
Yes.
Yeah?
Regarding the inspection, you mentioned the inspection in time. That's the only way. Is there any other way we can inspect if there's any germs?
You mean inspect with a...
The clean air?
Inspection by the eye.
Yeah. What I know about, I have not seen a machine that can do it for you. Do you know a Willem? Is there any... Yeah.
And paper and linen. So you can inspect. We have like a lens that we can magnify the instrument. There is some source or some issues for that. It's what we call before sterilizing it. So we have some. We also have like a camera.
Yeah, we have this aid.
Magnify.
Eye. Using the eye. No, nothing, no eye.
So basically, if we have ophthalmology instrument for the eye, that is very small lumens, very small parts, there we can have magnifying glass, as you say, and look that it's still there. But really, right now we do have to have a person that do this manual labor. There is no machine, what I know, that to push a button and it's done. Not what I know of. Maybe in the far future. Something. Yeah.
Also,
what about different pressure between seasons? What is the reason?
The reason for having, we say today that this is the most delicate area. All the guidelines say that. The reason, I cannot really find that they say why they changed their mind, but my thinking, I also had a customer that agreed with me about that. Here the items that is really open, the instrument, that can be contaminated again, because it's really open and can be hurt here. But in this, it's really wrapped. It's either in a container, or we have paper around it, and it's really protected. That is my thing.
But it is still not sterile.
No, it's not sterile, but it's clean.
And you are and you put it in the place.
Yeah.
And when it was sterile. Okay.
But then it's sterile, it's something that protects it. It's paper that protects it, or a container filter that protects it.
What is the reason for the packing area is more pressure?
Well, in here it's really, it's open, the instrument. So here it can really be recontaminated by my hand. If I'm not clean, I put my hand on the clean instrument, it's dirty again. And we don't want to, here in the soil zone, it's very dirty. And we don't want to push that air into this. These barriers are never airtight. So here it will really be a small leakage. By creating different pressure in different areas, we can create so that air will always go that way and that way. So then we really have the cleanest area. We have ISO class 8 air, and we can keep it that cleanness. Since here we don't have any ISO class zone, and here we normally do not have it either. In that way, we keep the pressure in that direction, and we can keep the cleanness in that direction. But there is not really guidelines that say we do it because of this, but it's basically the delicate of the instrument, I believe. But they really don't tell in a good way, I think. Any more questions? Okay. Let's continue. Soil reception, that is a separate room. We want to keep it that way. If we have a porter, somebody that takes the instrument from the ore, soil, he or she only access this room. He don't go any further. It stops here. We could possibly even have a key there to just for people that can access the CCC. So he or she leaves it there, and then we pick the trolley up here to the sorting station, where we can sort the items to go directly to the washer preferably, or sometimes to these sinks with ultrasonic pumps here. Waste tote, very nice to have. We get a lot of waste. We get bloody goods from ore. That paper is often what you see is that the instrument is put in the same paper they came in, but now bloody. There is a lot of sheets that used to be around the tray that need to be thrown away. That is preferred done in the waste tote. We can have sack coat, and then we can bring it out in that way to get the dirt out away from the CCC. Also a nice function that we do not have in a small CCC. So some of these extra nice features we don't see in the small CCC, but in the large CCCs. Gowning room, preferred to get the staff in here, gown on. They can change the clothes, they can wash the hands here. We have the hand wash basin here and go in here in the proper clothes. And we have water treatment. Water treatment is often a big problem, especially when we sterilize and we don't have a clean water. We really need to check the water quality before we make the CCT and do a test of that, otherwise we cannot guarantee the result. So that is often a very good feature that can be in a separate room. It can also be in some occasions in service area for the sterilizers. And central dosage becomes more and more popular. That is really that we have big barrels, about 200 liter of detergent that goes here. We have 4 barrels, 1, 2, 3, 4, with ramps so we can get up. We have pumps, so we pump that to each washer like that, and also the cart washer. So we have the different detergents and also rinses, all the kind of what we need to wash. We can need different kind of detergents for different needs.
Why it's open to outside and inside?
It's open outside since there is no reason to bring that into the system. Better to do it from the corridor, the chemical service technician that bring in these detergents. It also saves money to have these bigger barrels, and we also can have a smaller, say 5 or 10 liters for the things we do not use so frequently. So we don't have 200 liters for everything. In Sweden we have even that the getting the service technician go out to the customer and he checks the detergent. And he can do that by the mobile phone and check the level. And he can see on Friday before the weekend, I really don't want to go away to the university to change. So he checks on Friday, oh, I need to go out, and he changed that for them. So CCC really don't want to do that changing of detergents. So that is also a possibility. We have connection to this. We have a CMS system getting that is connected via internet and phones, so we can check the levels. Nice feature. We'll force the system admin to have check that as well.
But if we use the cane just to change, put it inside the machine, so
Yeah.
we have to have access to that.
We do have always a small plastic container in each washer here, and we still remain. The difference is that this one is filling that up, these small buckets. And same here, that it helps out. So we don't need to go in here and change that. It's quite heavy, you can spin it and so on. It's nicer to have that in a separate position, this thing. So this is really picking up and becoming more important, especially in larger CSST, that you do it in one spot. And here is the system that we have. So we see that we need to check with the supplier what they can do. Our system can do the 100 meter in and 100 meter out in this way. So we cannot be too far away from the CSSD. So our system is rotating the detergent so we don't have any crystallization that can happen otherwise when it's not used all the time. And in height, it can go plus minus 6 meters in case you want it on the next floor. That is also possible to have it determined on the other floor, as is quite common in some places. So here you see the 205 liters barrels. Here is the pumping cabinet, and it pumps out the washer here. 4 different detergents in this case, to these ones.
This is the water treatment.
No, this is the detergents. Detergent to put in the washer to get the instrument clean.
If you go back to the water treatment, now you said the important that when we're checking the quality of the water from the TDS or from the infection.
It's important to have a clean water to the washers, especially the sterilizers. And if it's not clean, we need to use a different technique. We can make borrow water, and we can do, what is the other one called? Water salt, thank you.
It's not enough here, so
No?
The water is too hot.
Okay.
We need to have other ones.
So to make a water sample is something that is highly recommended to guarantee the result. So this water can be it's a very common problem in the world for CSSD, that we need to check that before we create this nice CSSD.
What's the maximum TDS for the water?
actually each machine has an issue for this. I can't remember, but because each model has its technical issue. But at the end of the day, RO water is the best. Common RO water is the best solution for
infection goes through the water or
It is the quality that we have different techniques to create the food
So not
quality.
like the days, I understand the process, so the days they use like all over the country, some sterilization and
Yeah.
No, not the same, not the same, because the sterilizer itself will sterilize everything.
But يعني the water treatment
Quality.
yeah,
Mm.
prevent the scaling in the machine.
Yeah, you can otherwise get, so you can see in the instrument that it can be it's a different color of the instrument, and you can say that we have problems here. That is one thing that can happen. So, washing disinfection area, we have washers of course, the sorting tables. Here we should have a hand wash basin, so we can clean our hands. Here we can really have that gully, no problem. It's still dirty already. Sack holder to remove the soil items. We have trolleys. We can have a lift trolley. It's heavy to lift, like that one. We have sorting tables in stainless steel. We can sort the items down here, and then it goes to the washer. And also we might have a cabinet to store instruments, backup instruments. If instruments are broken, it's good to have some kind of storage. So either we have it in this area or in the packing area. So we can bring out another scissors or what we need. And we might have a double door drying cabinet if needed. It's preferred to wash everything in the washer. And also, of course, we need a washer disinfect with a loading trolley. We might need a return function to return the wash cart. We have a wash cart that we put on the trolley that goes to the washer, and then we return it back to this area from the packing area. Then we might need this return conveyor or some kind of chamber with double door, so we can open and close one and keep the pressure difference. Or a simple hatch is also possible. And here we see that we return the wash cart here in this case. And for the manual treatment, we see that we might have flush disinfector if we are close to the OR on the same floor. And if they can't take care of waste from the bodies, then it can be good to have this flush disinfector to empty these liquids we get from the body. We have a sink, two sinks, one a bit wider, so we can take down the tray in the water to soak, and then ultrasonic between to rinse off the extra soil, and a double sink with double and spray guns, so we can have high pressurized water from spray guns and high pressurized air to dry it after using these spray guns. Then we see here spray guns. And warshells is quite common to use above the sinks and tables if possible. It's always good with some extra space. Ultrasonic cleaning we see here. There's some warshells, or we have it below the sink itself, and a single hatch. A single hatch is used when we have cleaned a long instrument that we cannot wash in the washer. It's too long. Then we always have a thin, narrow hatch so we can pass it over to the packing area without washing straight. Also, if we find something that is dirty, the soil in the packing area, it must be returned through the hatch. So we should not start cleaning in the packing area. Then we contaminate that isoclass 8 area. That should go back through this hatch that we see over here. In this case, it's actually a double hatch, like we see here. Then, of course, we need to clean the CCD. That is very important. We have a CCD, of course, it needs to be clean. So here it shall be one for the soil area, a separate one. So we cannot share that. We should avoid that as much as possible. And here we have can have a flusher for the mop if we don't use disposal mops. We have a cleaning rack to get water from. And a slop basin can also be used if you don't have the flusher to get away with water, the soil water. Together with a cleaning trolley preferred that we can fit that in this area. Recommend to be about 5 square meters according to HBN 30 in size. And here we have even added a hand wash basin. We can clean our hands after we are cleaning. Yes? Floor drain. Good question. I'm not sure about that actually. I have not read that it's required and we don't do it ourselves. But I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure. I have not read it anywhere that it should be, so probably not. Also, we need one for the clean area, the packing area. Same thing, some way to take out water and flusher or a slop basin to empty the soil items. And then we have the gowning room. Here we enter people for the staff change. And here we have a hand wash basin and sack hold and a place to change some clothes. And that should be here before the staff corridor here. So we can enter the packing area, direct access to the packing room from the staff corridor. And we should have, as I said, hand wash basin and sack hold. The packing area itself, of course, lots of packing tables that our demonstration can show how many is needed. When we do a CSSD, we have a special program that we enter how many surgeries we need. We have how much we work per week. And from that we can see how many tables that is the program telling us. So I have no simple rules here for how many tables here. Location, this room, daylight preferably, with windows here. About 1500 millimeters between the tables, so we can work back to back. And if we have in the end, it's 900 if we work towards a wall. And preferably sideways from windows so we don't get light from the sun into our eyes. We would work towards the window probably. If it's a bit blank, we will get light in the eyes. And preferably double tables is what is wanted mostly by the one working there. So packing table, of course, might be height adjustable. A chair. We have a tape. We have the sealers. And we have plastic bag to put the single wrapping instrument like scissors. And then we can seal it. We have this inspection that we discussed earlier, so we can see if we have an eye instrument that is delicate. We have a stereo microscope or a simple magnifying glass, so we can see the hooks or lumens on the instruments. Also, we need a sealer to close those bags we saw with single wrapping. We need a wash cart to bring to the packing table with a wash cart so we can unload the instrument. And we do have basket rack if you use the basket to store the baskets that is clean, and then we fill it with trays, that an instrument in here, and then those goes to the sterilizer. Sack hold might be used, and ورشة sometimes for some storage. And clean material supply. We looked at that before, but a bit closer look at that one. Here we actually have a trolley that take in the clean material. We can wash our hands. And here we have a conveyor belt on the other side. It can be on this side as well. We unwrap the items with the outer cardboard, throw that away. We wash our hands and we pass over these clean material to the other side.